And of course, LAPD is out here. I'm venturing to say more are going to show up. You can tell by their badges and on the patches on their sleeves that some of these are from the traffic division, like that one gentleman right there. There's plenty of them walking around, talking to witnesses, talking to other folks out here. But it's still a very active situation. Araxia?
Yes, and we're looking at that. It looks like a woman sitting on that chair on the left side right there of our screen, right? We don't know for certain who she is, but certainly they are speaking with her and taking down her statements. I don't know, from just watching people's body language, obviously, is all we can do. She seems to be in shock almost, right? Like trying to understand what just transpired.
Yes, definitely in shock. And again, very emotional scene. It's one of those ones where we saw it and working in breaking news and coming to a lot of scenes where people lose their lives. Bottom line is we saw some very emotional moments when we first arrived here on scene of what we believe to be family members trying to make their way over to one of these ambulances right here and being held back by the police department. Right or wrong, it was a very emotional moment. It was a man with a woman, but then a younger female showed up, and you could definitely see that they were here because they had probably gotten a call and suspected that their loved one may have been in one of these ambulances. Just because a person was taken to the ambulance doesn't mean that they didn't pass away. Again, we're working to get all those numbers sorted out. We do have a confirmation that 2 people have passed away. We know that one of them is under a sheet right around the corner there. Really don't want to show it to you just to get for the confirmation, but believe me, it is there. The possibility that another person passed away in one of those ambulances and the ambulance still here, that's a good possibility as well. Right now, though, the fire department, they're still here. You have investigators inside the building, and of course the LAPD traffic division of the West LA side, they've got a difficult task of figuring out exactly what happened here and of course notifying other loved ones of what has happened. Again, though, we don't know for a fact, Araxia, that is the driver. These are kind of just assumptions, but we've seen these types of crashes in the past, and she was definitely involved. And the way that these officers are around her and talking to her and her range of emotions and her hand motions, I would believe that she was directly involved in what happened this afternoon. Hopefully she's going to be okay. This is traumatic for survivors as well as victims.
Yes, and we're looking at this pretty massive response, right? It's almost the aftermath of obviously how serious the situation was, but they've been on scene for quite a while now, but still a great number of vehicles there, and we also see the triage situation set up, and you did mention around the corner, which we're going to not show, is a body of one of the people who sadly lost their lives this afternoon.
Definitely. And again, the scene has de-escalated a little bit, but clearly still a lot of firefighters here on scene. Clearly they got here as quickly as possible, and in the original calls were they needed extra help. Clearly, USAR, that's their urban search and rescue truck, was here as well for a few moments and made its way out of here. It was kind of impressive to see the quick response and how quickly our trained professionals from LA City Fire Department set up that triage situation for the injured. The paramedics were out here as well, and then of course all the heavy equipment that they brought and laid out just ready to grab if they needed to when they were inside that store, to free people that were trapped and to get to these victims and help them if they could be helped. Again, you have to think to yourself, this is still, like now it's in the 1 o'clock hour. This happened in the noon hour, lunchtime. This is clearly a bakery and a restaurant, a bakery and a grocery store. 99 Ranch Market, very popular. Maybe was very full when that vehicle smashed through those windows. Again, I don't think there was any intention. I think this was more of an accident scene, and of course, very tragic. We know 2 people losing their lives, possibly 3. And again, the fire department still here on scene.
You mentioned you'd heard perhaps possibly of a bicyclist or a cyclist involved. I'm looking around, I don't see any bicycle, which of course could have been removed, but where did you hear that information?
We got that information on the scanner when the original calls came out, and Roxia, you are very correct on that. One of the first things that we did was we did take a look and see if there was a bicycle. That was something we were looking for. We also were checking. We were keeping an eye on the triage areas with the red and green and yellow. At the time we got here as quick as possible. The green was the only one that still had some folks on that green tarp. I'm getting new information. I'm trying to double check it right now, but the assignment desk sending new information. I believe that they're saying 3 confirmed, 3 have passed, and 10 patients total. So this is quite a tragic scene this afternoon. Again, happening here on Westwood Boulevard, right at the intersection of Rochester. A vehicle crashing into the 99 Ranch Market and Bakery. There were people trapped, sadly people losing their lives as well as that vehicle smashes through those front glass. And of course, LA City Fire Department doing what they can, the paramedics, to save the injured and get them to hospitals quickly. LAFD, copy. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I got the same information, Stu. 3, and now we're being told 3 people sadly killed in this incident. Really, our hearts go out to all the people involved. And I'm observing this moment right here. Do you see that there was a group approaching, it looks like the woman who was seated on that chair. If you can zoom in, yeah, right there. It looks like
family members.
Family members, okay.
Definitely family members coming to console. And again, this is the thing, if that is the driver, clearly, there was no evil intention. This is a tragic situation and something that this woman and the family will have to carry with them. And again, it is one of those ones where you think about victims, and then you think about the people that were involved in it that were also types of victims in this situation. Again, though, good eye, Roxia. I was checking my phone, trying to get updates on that, on the exact numbers from LA City Fire Department. Very tragic. 3 people passing away after this crash. And again, LA City Fire Department out here working as quickly as possible to free those victims. And when we arrived, very emotional scene. Possibility of one of the victims still in that ambulance, and family members trying to make their way over there. For right or wrong, the LAPD was keeping those people away from that ambulance. Right now, though, the scene much less active, but definitely still static. It's going to be, that intersection is going to be closed for some time, clearly, as this is going to become an investigation on exactly how this happened. And of course, sadly to say, the coroner is going to have to be called here as well. So again, all happening in the Westwood area today. Tragic crash, vehicle smashing into the 99 Ranch store, taking 3 lives and injuring many others.
Stu, thank you for being up there and keeping an eye on the scene there. I believe we have someone on the phone right now, right? We have someone with the LAFD, is that correct?
Yeah, hi, Aroxia. This is Lindsay Lance with the Los Angeles City Fire Department.
Hi, Lindsay. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. If you can just tell us what you know about the situation here that we're watching down below.
Sure. So we got this call around just after noon, and went to the scene. As you have seen, pretty chaotic. We are still working on the circumstances surrounding the scene. Preliminary reports suggest it may have been a mechanical problem with the car. However, our partners at LAPD are going to be working on that investigation to figure out just what happened. Sadly, as you said, we have confirmed 3 total dead on scene, with what sounds like either 6 or 7 more patients. Still working on these numbers, still working on demographics. We know your viewers that are seeing this and hearing about it are concerned, especially for those that have loved ones in this area. So we're working to get numbers and information on anyone who was injured in this accident so that we can let family members know.
Lindsay, can you, do you know by any chance the vehicle involved? You did mention perhaps hearing that there may have been some kind of a mechanical issue, an issue with the vehicle. What type of vehicle are we talking about? It's a bit difficult to make out the type of car that's inside of this ranch market right now.
Yeah, we don't have the make and model identified of this car at this point, but like you can probably see, it's a smaller sedan type vehicle, silver in color.
Okay, so we don't know if what type of car it is. As far as the scene right here, there was a woman, and now she's joined by what appears to be family members, perhaps friends, a little bit older, sitting there in a chair. Do you know who she is by any chance? Was she the driver?
Possibly. We are getting preliminary reports from scene that it was a female driver. We don't have her age confirmed at this point. But like I said, possibly a mechanical failure. We just want to confirm all this information before we put it out there.
Okay. As far as reports we heard initially that perhaps a bicyclist was also involved, have you heard anything regarding that?
Yeah, I can tell you that one of our apparatus on the way to this scene on Westwood Boulevard encountered a bicyclist on the way who was injured, and reports via the radio suggested that the bicyclist was actually struck by the vehicle prior to the vehicle colliding with the structure. So at first and potentially still, we're concerned about the scene being larger than just to this confined area. We'll be looking for other vehicles that were struck, and certainly making sure that we identify all the patients and injuries that need to be tended to.
Okay, just so to be clear, a bicyclist hit first by the vehicle prior to the vehicle going into the store?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and the other victims involved, do we know if they were crossing the street, pedestrians, in other vehicles, or were they individuals shopping inside of that store?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have all that information confirmed. It's possible that they were out there on the sidewalk. It's possible that they were inside. That'll all be part of the ongoing investigation in partnership with LAPD.